What's up, guys? We got some massive amount of brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and some of them aren't actually going to be coming out in Cyberstorm Access, but we do have some cards coming out here. I'm most excited about the new dinosaur that we're getting announced over here, and we're getting some really cool artwork on this. Almost looks like a Digimon or something. And then this card's going to be interesting. It's going to be actually using your opponent's monsters, I guess, as maybe material, and there's actually new Souship support coming out in Cyberstorm Access. But we've got a lot of cards to talk about, even a new troll card in this new set, Cyberstorm Access. But let's go and start off with the Gunkan Souship Chef's Choice. So here's my reaction and my thoughts to these new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So first off, this is a continuous spell card that says, once per turn, you reveal one Gunkan Souship Shari in your hand. Place one counter on this card. If you do, reveal a Gunkan Exceeds monster in your extra deck. And if you do that, your opponent declares the name of one Gunkan monster mentioned on a Gunkan Xyz monster except for a Gunkan Souship Shari. Add the declared card from your deck to your hand. If you cannot, shuffle this card into the deck. So your opponent gets to declare one name of it, and then you get to add, they would just declare the card wrong. And then, what? That doesn't even actually make any sense. Nonetheless, the second part of the effect is, if this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent, they pay life points exactly equal to the number of counters that were on it times 500. So potentially, maybe you can get a lot of counters on it. I still don't really understand this point of, you place a counter on it, you reveal a card, your opponent declares a name, and then you get to add the card from the deck to the hand. And if you can't, so if your opponent names the card that you cannot add, you shuffle it right back into the deck. So they would want to call it, I don't know, and then it just goes away. It's a really weird effect. Nonetheless, let's move on to the next card, because that one, it doesn't really make sense to me. Next up, we have First Purchase of the Year. This is a brand new trap card. This is the troll card that everyone was sending me last night when I was streaming. It's a normal trap card that says, activate the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. And if you do, choose one of them, declare a multiple of 100, max 3,000. Your opponent can gain that amount of life points, and if they do, you lose that many. And if you do that, add the chosen card to your hand. Place the rest on the top of the deck in the same order. So, I mean, this is a very interesting effect. You're not really going plus with this. However, you're making it so your opponent could go up 3,000 and you could go down 3,000. You might be wondering, well, what's the point of that? Was it like bad reaction to Samochi? Not exactly. I mean, you could maybe use it for that reason, and then at that point, it'd be like just 3,000 extra burn damage, and then you get to add an extra card, which at that point, that's burning your opponent for 3,000. You still lose life points unless there's a way where you would normally lose, it goes up. This is not taking damage though, so you can't run like Prime Material Dragon. Not that that card's relevant for burn, because we've gotten way faster. It needs to be like FTK, OTK oriented. So this card is still pretty good for burning your opponent for 3,000. Then you get to see the top 5 cards of their deck and then add one of those to your hand. Now, what's interesting with this is you can also combo this with Hope for Escape, because basically you're still getting one card out of it, and Hope for Escape, this is a 6,000 life points difference, because remember, you lose 3,000, your opponent gains 3,000, and Hope for Escape, if I remember correctly, it's every 2,000 for the difference. So you're still getting at least one card, if I do my math correct. Hope for Escape. You would actually be getting the card activation would give you plus. What is that? That's like 3 cards, right? Oh, so it's every 2,000 life points is the difference for Hope for Escape. So in theory, this is a 6,000. That's plus 3, plus it already recuperates it. So you're getting 4 cards off of 1, right? So it's a plus 3, and also you're offsetting the life points, so you can potentially draw more cards with Hope for Escape. So I think this card could see some play for some troll variants, FTKs, OTKs, but in terms of meta of the game, I don't know how relevant that would be. But being able to, maybe see all of your opponent's cards in the very beginning of the duel could be very powerful, because you can just be like, oh, this is a one-of in the deck, right? Where like we would play, let's say like Reborn Tengus or something, you would just take your opponent's Reborn Tengu and then make it so like they can't use it. Or I know Reborn Tengu is not relevant in 2023, but you get the idea. There are certain decks that they need to special summon from the deck, and if you just take that away, you could maybe ruin it for them, right? Next up though, this is this is Rush Duel. We don't cover Rush Duel cards here. The next card that we're looking at is the B Trooper Cruel Saturn over here. So here is the screenshot of this card. It looks like it's 2,400 attack, 2,000 defense, and it is going to be a brand new fusion for the B-Trooper archetype. So its fusion materials are B-Trooper monster and 1 insect monster. So not super generic, but at least maybe you can go for, if you are running B-Troopers and you're playing against insects, maybe you can super poly. Anyways, you can use each effect amongst the first and third effect with this card's name only once per turn. So the first part of the effect is if this card is special summoned, you can add 1 B Trooper card from your deck to your hand. Okay. The second part is you can't special summon monsters except for insect monsters. All the good use for that is just creature swap it to your opponent. The third part of the effect is if an insect monster becomes banished face up, you can target one of your banished B Trooper monsters and special summon. Hey, that's actually not that bad of an effect. Special summoning any B Trooper. Now, I don't recall the B Trooper archetype like at all. Is there like there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 different cards. One of them, I believe, searches out like a negate anything. Is it Fly and Sting? That could maybe be like an okay, or is there only a monster effect? Anyways, nonetheless, I don't know. Is this going to make B Troopers meta? Please let me know in the comment section below. All right, so we have a bunch of cards. This is coming out at Wild Survivors. This is a brand new set, I believe, and this is our first look at it. And this is going to be kind of a hint on what's to come. So try to get ready for some of these. Or maybe if you are someone that likes to invest in YuGiOh cards, hey, I'm looking at this dinosaur card. I think Wild Survivors, I think like dinosaurs surviving, that would make sense. And if they're announcing one, they've got to make dinosaurs somewhat relevant because dinosaurs are always a really popular archetype too. Anyways, next up we have Transcend Drake. So it's a large scale dinosaur. It says large scale dinosaurs. So that means maybe we're getting more. So I guess is Transcend Drake an archetype? I don't know. But it says dinosaurs that appear on the field using different kinds of summoning methods. Well, I mean, I don't think dinosaur really pens other than like the, what is it, Dino Mists, right? I'm guessing it's a generic dino support looking at the artwork versus like a Dino Mist, but who knows? But the card does look pretty sick. It definitely looks like it's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex boss monster. That's kind of like the go-to theme. So that's going to be pretty cool. Next up, we have the VS Vanquishing Souls. I don't believe, is this an archetype? I know Vanquish was a game for the Xbox 360. It was kind of a cool game. I don't know if Vanquish, there's anything, there's Vanquish Lights one card no one used. So I don't know. It says fighters that release their special attacks using the power of attributes. So I don't know if it's going to be like Elemental Lords where we have certain like, you know, attributes that are all going to be across the board. So that's going to be the Vanquishing Souls, brand new archetype, first look at them. And then there is Novels. So it's a ritual summoning scene that treats the opponent to different cuisines. So I'm wondering if it's like it eats your opponent's cards to ritual summon. That's always a good effect for rituals, being able to use your opponent's monsters as material. Or maybe you are feeding them your monsters and then you take control of them, something like that, like the Gradles. I don't know what the heck this is. So it looks like it looks like an archetype that's all about food because he's got a chef hat, he's got some bread over here. You guys can start guessing if you guys want to what's actually going to be good in this announcement, because when they're announcing something, they definitely want to try to hype it up. The only one that's looking like they might be solid at the moment off the top of my head is Dinos. Maybe Miss Cell, that's a hint. Miss Cell going to triple, Object Raptor to triple on Master Duel soon Kappa. But yeah, those are the new YuGiOh cards. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new here, make sure you guys are subbed with the bell notification on, so when we get the effects of all the brand new cards, you don't miss out. But anyways, take care guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and I'm out. Peace.